Hello guys, this is Expiredmilk here, and we're here back with our GM mode series. Basically, in the last video we simulated up until the deadline. We did okay, not great. Also, we did make a big trade. I think it was last episode. I think that we traded for a big player. I'll just show you now. Yeah, we traded for JVR last episode. We traded for JVR and Tyler Biggs, and we traded Chris Higgins, a guy who wasn't really performing on our sixth line, and Corrado, a 3.5-star defenseman, but we can always get 3.5-star defensive prospects, so it wasn't a big problem trading him. So anyways, in this video we're going to go into the deadline, and I think I already have some ideas of some possible trades. I think thinking of trading for Huberto. A guy in the last video said to trade Gauntz for Huberto. I would definitely not be opposed to that, but we'll see into that once we get into the deadline. Right now, we're just going to search for a young defenseman, because I think that's another big thing we need on our team. We need a young forward prospect like Huberto, and probably a defenseman who's NHL ready by now, around age of 24 or 25. So I'm going to try and search for that and trade for a defenseman like that in the deadline once we find out who we want. So between the ages of 17 and 25, I want him to be at least a top 4 defenseman. That's what I'm looking for. Potential, I want at least at 4 stars. This doesn't matter. I'm not really sure what I really want in the offensively, or if I really want a defensive defenseman or an offensive defenseman. I think I at least want 4-star shooting and 4-star defense. I think that's what we're going to search for first. Yeah, that looks fine. So over here we have John Carlson, Cowan, Dolzado, Kolakov. Now, Eric Johnson was someone I was really thinking of getting, just because I was talking to one of my subscribers on Twitter, and he said, and I asked him what defenseman I think I should get, what he thinks I should get, and he said to get Eric Johnson or Jack Johnson, so I think that would be a good idea. But we're just going to see all of our options. Justin Falke wouldn't be bad, but I want someone who has a overall a little bit higher. Ekman Larson also wouldn't be bad. We could definitely use an offensive defenseman on our team. Let's just see how well he's doing this season. 27 points in 62 games. That's pretty good for a defenseman. 4.5 stars, 22 years old. But I think his contract's pretty pricey. 6 years at 5.5. I just don't think our team can afford that. Shankirk. Let's see Shankirk as well. Hold on, where is it? 4.25 for 4 years. It's somewhat affordable. We could try and do that, a trade for him, but we probably have to retain some salary because that is a pretty big contract. I think Eric Johnson, just because I like that contract at 3.75 for 3 years, I think that's very affordable for our team. So let's just check his stats quickly. His shooting he really has power in his shots, just not a lot of accuracy. I don't think that'll be too big of a problem. He's more of a defensive defenseman, which I like. So and he almost has as much points as Ekman Larson. So that's showing that he can play offensively. So let's try and trade for him. Let's just see what we need to trade for him. So so that's his trade value. Now, I was thinking of trading one of our defensemen and adding some assets into the deal to make it go through. And I was thinking probably Alex, what's his name? Alexander Edler. I don't know, just his contract's pretty expensive for $4.8 million for 6 years. So I think it's time to trade him. And I would rather keep our other defensemen like BX and Garrison. Let's just check BX and Garrison as well. BX is older. He has 27 points now compared to Alexander Edler. 25 points. Their contracts are kind of the same. It's just Edler has more years, but BX is cheaper as well. But I'm not sure. It's not like huge contract difference, money wise. Now let's check Garrison. Garrison, he looks to be a really good defenseman. So yeah, I don't think we're gonna trade Garrison. I like how he's doing right now, and he's only 29. So I think Edler's the guy to trade here. So yep. No, they definitely would not go through. Let's just see if it's kind of too low or it's somewhat close. Okay, it's too far off. So that means we're gonna have to add in quite a little bit to make this go through. Are there any rookie skaters they wanna get? I don't want to trade Gons, Shrinkrug, Jensen, or Horvat. Maybe some 2.5. I don't think they're gonna be able to take too much players. Let's just see. It might be a hard trade to make it go through. Tyler Biggs, I wouldn't really mind trading because he's kind of far away from being NHL ready. Maybe we can add McLeod. Okay. Wouldn't be bad because I want to give him away, so it's not really hurting anything. Is there a pick we can add? I know we've traded quite a lot of picks, but I wouldn't mind trading more just because we seem to be a playoff team. So trying to add the 5th and 6th and the 7th. Okay, it's still too far off. I think. No, let's just try and see what we can do. Maybe I add a 2nd from that year. It isn't sufficient at all. Wow, it's gonna be a pretty hard deal to go through. Let's just add in another prospect that they want. Isn't sufficient at all. Wow, this is gonna be a hard deal to possibly make it go through. Maybe this guy. See if they would, if we take back some of his salary. Our salary cap's really low, so I think we're gonna be able to do that. We have to give kind of a big prospect. I think Subban. Yeah, I think Subban, because we can always. He's pretty far away from being NHL already, so I wouldn't really mind trading him. Well, that went through. I think that wasn't a bad trade for us. I would have liked to keep Subban, but I think if we're getting Erik Johnson, that's it's not a huge loss for our team, and we did get McLeod too, so that's kind of a bonus in the deal. So, yeah, Ferraro's only 2.5 stars. McLeod, he's not a bad player to get for that 4th line. It's like a grindy type of player. Now let's try and add in Erik Johnson, the newest member of the Vancouver Canucks. I think this was definitely a great deal for us. We got a young defenseman, which I think we really needed. And yeah, so that's definitely going to help us because we didn't really have any good defensive prospects. And Erik Johnson's NHL already, and I think he can play well for us. So let's just check everything. Who do we want to add here? I don't think Erik Johnson. I think. Oh yeah, we traded Edler. Chris Tanev maybe. No, I think I'll add Erik Johnson and just No, I think just to keep it kind of even, I'll put Erik Johnson here because I don't want two defensive defensemen on the second power play pairing. 4-man power play. Erik Johnson, I guess. Penalty kill. I think Erik Johnson's a really good defenseman for the penalty kill, just because of that defensive category. That is a really great defensive category. 4.5 star, 86, 89, 88. And faceoffs don't really matter since he's a defenseman. So let's just fix up all our lines. Okay. Is that all? Yep, that's all. Now, next big trade. Let's see. Who should we put out on the block? Zach Cassian. He's not a guy on the block. So, who else? Is there really anyone on the block for us? Maybe Booth. If someone gives us a good deal for David Booth, then maybe we can start talking some offers about David Booth. Who else? I don't think there's really anyone to trade. Maybe Gauntz, because I was thinking of doing the Huberdeau trade with Gauntz for Huberdeau. So I think that's good. So, anyways, let's go into the trade deadline. Okay, whatever. If we just lost more phones. Okay, no one's calling us, so try and find Gauntz. Let's go to Florida. Okay, of course we're not going to be willing to give up Huberdeau. Okay, now what would we be trading here? We would be trading a guy like Gauntz, who's not bad at all, for sure. You know, he's 4 stars, 61 overall, can definitely become a great player for us. But if we're getting a guy like Jonathan Huberdeau back, who's 4.5 stars, 35, 85 overall, and has amazing categories everywhere, I think that's very good for us. So, we're gonna be under cap if we do this trade. So we're going to trade someone back. Okay, who can we trade back? It's gonna be hard. This is just to bring up Booth. I think this is another reason we can trade Booth. Is just because of that contract, 2 years or at $4 million. At $4 million, I think that's way too much for a third liner. So let's just try and see someone we can trade. McLeod. Should we try and make McLeod right after we get him? Yeah, I think so. Just to make the deal go through. Let's see. You know, I think I'm gonna trade Booth in this deal, just because I think we have some depth players who can replace him, and since we're getting back Huberdeau, it's gonna kind of help us back. It's gonna kind of help us, and we're gonna have to move some players down, so someone's gonna be able to replace David Booth on that third line. Could we get someone back like Weaver? Depth defenseman? Nah, I think I want a forward back with Booth. Gomez maybe. Okay, it's just a bit low, so let's go back to that deal after. Okay, so let's just check some deals that have happened. So, okay, Florida got first round pick. They traded Gilbert, Boys, and Gilroy, and yep, that's it. Okay, so that deal is actually pretty close for going through. They just said they want a little bit more in that deal, so I think we can definitely do that. And they want both players, so that's helping out the deal. Okay, maybe not. I kind of want the forward, though. That's the thing. Let's see. No, we don't need Gomez necessarily. Maybe a fourth. Wow, big deals coming out of Vancouver. We get Jonathan Huberdeau and Eric Johnson. That is a huge deal for us. Huge. Now, where do we put Huberdeau? That's now the big question. Yep, that's a huge question now. I think maybe we can move Zach Cassian down just because he's been playing. I think he's had enough playing time for now, and I'm thinking of maybe trading him since we got Huberdeau now. But I think that's a question we can save for later. So now our second line's definitely boosted up now. Well, it's a lot better because now we have Huberdeau, Kessler, and Sedin. So our top six is definitely good, and our third line I actually like a lot. We have a grinder, 2 grinders, and a power forward. I think that's gonna help. And our fourth line it's good enough to help us. So that was pretty good. Okay, who should we put here? Let's just put JVR. Okay, so that's all the deals for now at the deadline, and I think we'll finish this season in this episode. So yep, that was definitely a big deal for us. Big deals in this episode. Let's see what happened here. Wow, Florida got another first round draft pick. You know, let's just see how much draft picks they have actually, because that's kind of interesting to see. So Chicago got Ryan Whitney, and they traded Mark McNeil. I'm not sure how good he is, and a first round pick. In real life, I would say that Florida got the best of that deal. So, anyways, just see how much picks they have. Wow, they have 2 first round picks. That's not bad, and they have 2 first round picks for next year. So they're definitely gonna be stacked up on prospects. So that's pretty good for them, but they did give us Huberdeau, so I'm sure that's going to hurt their team a lot. Steve Pinazzato. The only reason I know him is because of Hut, and he's an expensive-ass player. Anyways, so they traded it. So that's the deal. That happened. And this happened. That'll be a pretty good deal. I guess Detroit would kind of want a defenseman in real life, so I could see that this kind of deal happening. Just I wouldn't see Gustafsson getting traded. So any more deals? No. They trade Gustafsson, and now we can get back Gustafsson. So why not? Why not keep him just while I'm playing the minors? And he only has 1 year, so we'll just keep him, you know. Okay, so yeah, that was definitely a good pickup for us, especially if we run into a goaltending injury in the playoffs. I'll just start Gustafsson. Well, that's kind of weird. There's still one thing that's kind of messed up. Okay, let's just keep on simulating. And I know that it lacks starting right now, but that's not a big problem. And he just got a shutout, so. And anyways, let's just keep on simulating this season. So let's see how we do after that trade. Okay, well, 1 win, 1 loss. It's not terrible. Okay, let's try and pick it up now. Another loss. This is annoying as hell. Okay, I win. Okay, good. I definitely did not want to get 3 losses in a row. I think that's just kind of a small fluke. So, Huberdeau is going back to Florida against his old team. And of course we lose. Come on, guys. Let's try and win some games. Okay, well, at least that was an overtime loss, but still, let's try and win some games right now. Hold on, I think I'm going to stop the same simulation. Yeah, I think I'll make some line changes, because if we keep on going like this, I think we're going to lose. So, who's starting? Okay, Longo's starting. Let's move up, Sedin. Power play. Let's put in Huberto. Let's move up Huberto to the first line power play. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, so let's just keep on simulating a little bit. Come on, let's try and win some games. So St. Louis hit the 30 goal mark. That's pretty good for him. Nice. We get one against Minnesota, then a loss. Wait, I think St. Louis got like 4 goals in 2 games. That's pretty good. Okay, that was a win. I think it was 5-0 or something like that. That's pretty good. So St. Louis, he hit the 35 goal mark. I think that's huge for him. It's definitely a good mark for this season. Well, this is kind of dangerous where we are now in our Pacific Division. We're in 4th place with 81 points. And the 3rd place team, Anaheim, has 86 points. So that means that the 3 teams behind us, the Kings, the Flames, and the Sharks, can catch us up if they just go on a win streak. So that means we're going to have to play consistent. Let's check the rest of the NHL. Goal stats, Martin St. Louis. That's what I like to see. First in the NHL. That's great. Henrik Sedin, most assists. That's also great. Same with Sedin in 8th for assists. So St. Louis, I think, was a good pickup at the start of the season. Points-wise, Henrik Sedin's up there. That's definitely good. Save percentage. Nope, Luongo's not up there for any goaltending stats. So let's try and check the team standings. We're in 16th place. That's 16th place. That's definitely a dangerous spot to be in. So goals for per game, 2.61. I'm not really sure why our goals for per game is that low. I think our goals against has risen, so that's definitely good. Power play, I think that's a little bit better. I'm not sure. Okay, penalty kill. I think that's what we're going to change right now quickly after we check the player stats. So Henrik Sedin, 73 points. That's pretty good for him, I would say. Ryan Kessler, I think he can start doing a little bit better, but remember at the start of the season, he had bad wingers, so he kind of has a reason why he's a little bit low. Huberto has 42 points, but most of his games were with Florida. Jay McClement, 20 points. That's actually pretty good for a third liner. And Sanarelli with 16 points on the fourth line. That's really good. Daniel Sedin can pick it up a little bit, but he's not doing bad. JVR's, I would say, is doing so. Not bad, not like amazing though. McLeod's, he's actually doing not too bad on the fourth line. Right wingers, St. Louis is doing good. I like what he's been doing for the team. 36 goals, 36 assists. That's definitely good. Zach Cassian, well, now he's playing on the third line, so, you know, his stats are going to be kind of all over the place. Yannick Hansen, he's doing good. Defenseman, Eric Johnson's a defensive defenseman, so you don't really expect him to get points, but our defensive core is scoring a good amount of points. Goaltending, Luongo's actually doing pretty good, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, definitely he could play a little bit better, but it's not, like, terrible, though. So, anyways, let's just try and fix up our penalty kill a little bit. Okay, let's try to move JVR up, and who can we put defensively here? I know McClemon's there, so is the St. Louis good defensively? No, I'd rather have Hank sitting over there. Zach Cassian, not bad, but I'd rather have sitting there. Yannick Hansen, not terrible. Hold on, let's just check his stats. Yeah, I guess we should just keep him there. Maybe move up Bieksa with Eric Johnson, Kessler, McClement. Let's put in Hank sitting there. Okay, maybe for the penalty kill, I'll do this. Just change it up a little bit. No, I think that's good. Okay, and I think that's good. So I think we'll finish the season right now. Then after this, I'll probably record the playoffs if we make it. That's a big thing, if we make it. If we don't, that'll be a huge disappointment for the team. But I think we'll make it barely in. Oh, Oilers are going to be in the playoffs in this GM mode. It's pretty interesting. Okay, I'll try and finish the season off strong. At least 3 or 4 wins. At least that much. I'm not expecting to win, all of our games, but at least some. Let's scout some goaltenders. Maybe the dub. Maybe the OHL. I think we'll scout the WHL. Yep. Okay, that's good. Yeah, let's try and finish off the season. 6-3. Let's see if St. Louis can hit 40 goals this season. That'd be great for him. Okay, 39 goals. I think we're going to be a playoff team. Just, I'm not sure where we're going to be in the standings. Okay, at least we finished off the season with a win. And St. Louis hit 40 goals. That's really great on that first line with the Sedins. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we're in a playoff spot. Actually, maybe not. Maybe St. Louis got that spot. Hopefully, that's not the case. It's a possibility, though, so that's kind of scary. We may have not even made the playoffs. Okay, that's the Eastern. So St. Louis is a goal leader for this season. That's great for our team. Points-wise, Hank Sedin, he's 6th in the league. That's definitely good for him. Most points, no one's really up there. Oh, wait, St. Louis is up there in 8th, so that's good. Luongo's not up there for any goaltending stats, so let's just check our team standings for the rest of the season. I don't even think we made the playoffs. We may have not even made the playoffs. That may not even be the case. Okay. Hold on. Let's just check if we made the playoffs. This could be kind of scary for us. Only 40. And I don't think we even made the playoffs. Wow, that's a big disappointment. Yup, no playoffs, guys. It's pretty disappointing for our team. It's kind of a shocker, too. I think St. Louis got the wild card spot and beat us. Oh, that's pretty sad. Anyways, let's just check point leaders. Yeah, that's a quick skim through. Wow, so no playoffs for us this year. That's definitely disappointing for us. So I think now we have to reevaluate what we're going to do. But I think I'll do that next episode, see what we can do in the draft. Because I'm thinking of definitely trading up in the draft now since we're not in a playoff spot. So that's definitely a big disappointment for Vancouver. Anyways, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you have not already.